All right, Justin, I know I'm like way overdue for giving you an update video on Kavara. I apologize for that. It's been busy, and I've been doing all my dog work after dark, so you can't hardly see anything. But I wanted you to be able to see kind of the update of where we are. A couple things with Kavara we're working on. First off, up until probably a week ago, I don't think Kavara had ever picked up an actual duck. And so the thing is, if a dog will pick up a duck, they'll pick up basically anything, because ducks are stinky and they're weird. So we try to work with ducks as much as we can, because if you go out and you shoot pheasants, any dog that'll pick up, if they'll pick up a duck, they'll pick up anything, generally speaking. So what we've been doing, I've been working, I got a blue-winged teal. Hey, right here, come on, right here. Good girl. And we're just trying to keep things light and happy. And so I'm giving her some fun, unstructured retrieve, which for Kavara is basically like giving her cocaine. Good girl, here. Good girl, atta girl. Good. You know, just letting her run wild and free, going to pick up a duck. Now, the reason why we're giving her some fun, unstructured retrieves is because we've been applying a fair amount of pressure in sort of a very not fun part of her training. Really the nuts and bolts of the gun dog training is the force fetch process. And what we do is we're applying pressure to her to get her to respond. Kavara, here. Heel. Heel. Right here. Right there. Sit. Good girl. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm going to apply a little pressure to her ear. And she's going to grab the stick as I apply the pressure. Fetch. Good. Good girl, Kavara. Here. Here. Good girl. Heel. Sit. Good. Good girl. Give. Good dog. So what I want her to do is I want her to grab on command. And we're doing pressure to teach the dog that. Okay, now she's a little bit loose and sloppy there in coming into straight to heel. But she's doing the major part that I care about, which is not dropping and picking up on command. So those are the two big things. Right here. So I'm less concerned about everything else. Good. Sit. She knows the drill. Let's go this way. Let's go towards the camera, baby. Okay. So just a little light pressure. Fetch. Good. Heel. Kavara. Here. Here. Girl. Heel. Sit. Very nice. Good girl. And I want to be her to hold the stick until I say the G-I-V-E word. Nice girl. Give. Good dog. Now, Kavara actually anticipates the give command, so I intentionally kind of drag it out for her. But this process is not a lot of fun. And so it's a lot of repetition. I mean, I generally will do, I don't know, a dozen reps with them a session. And Kavara, that last one was really good, so we'll do this for the sake of video. I'm not going to repeat it a dozen times. But what I want to do is I want to kind of sandwich that pressure around some fun stuff. So what we're doing is we're going to give her another one with the duck. And we want the duck to be fun. So we're using that as her reward for doing sort of the hard, ugly work. Right here, come on. Hey, come on. No, we don't tear it up. Here. No. Give. All right. So later on, what this will turn into is we'll go through using the stick, and she's just about done using the force fetch stick. And we use this stick because this thing is completely inanimate. The dog has never seen this before, and they'll never see it again after this process. So probably in another few days, we'll switch to using a plastic bumper, and then we'll use a rubber dock, and then we'll do an actual bird. The idea is we teach the mechanism with lots of pressure with something that they have no idea what it is. And then that way, when we go to a new object, then the new object isn't the thing that they hate. They can have resentment toward, if they're going to have resentment, it can be towards this stick, not towards a bumper, and certainly we don't want it to be towards the bird. So eventually, we expect to be able to take the bird, come over here, sit. We'll do one with put it in her mouth. Good girl. Good. And Kavara does a really good job of being excited about the bird, but we want her to hold it still. Good girl. Give. Good job. We don't want her to play with it, and we certainly don't want her to destroy it. So we'll work through her with that to get some practice on actually carrying a bird, delivering it nicely to hand. Don't stop and play with it and jack around with it. But we'll teach her that command in sort of incremental steps. The good news is we're through the worst of it for sure. She is fetching on command. She's coming in and sitting and delivering to hand. We are like truly through the worst of it for sure. So the next part should go pretty quick. My goal of having her done by Halloween looks pretty solid. I don't see any reason why in the next 3 weeks we can't have that wrapped up. So all in all, I'm quite happy with Kavara. She's doing fine.